Okay, so, now this chapter, I could do a review on it, but if you want a quick little 5-second review, it just goes like this. He's back. Oh yeah! Okay, but let's get into the review. Okay, so One Punch Man 74.2, I couldn't see a name for it anywhere. Because it's 74.2 though, I'm going to call it Depths of Despair Part 2. That makes sense. And it begins literally where we finished last time, where Goketsu basically put Bakuzan in his place with the punch, and he was like, look, there are people a lot stronger than me. You can either stay here, or you can stay here and die, or you can come with me and live, and grow stronger too. Bakuzan immediately, once he's gone, is we learn, well, Goketsu, he really put me in my place, I'm not even going to bother trying. Considering that was his whole reason to become a monster, was to become stronger than Suiryu, which he did, and then he made people go for him. No, he didn't make people go for him. He then, when he turned into a monster, he straight away was like, I'm going to be the strongest monster out there. But the moment he found out someone was stronger, he was like, nah, that's it, I'm done. And I think that's a key difference between the monsters and the heroes, because it's not very often you see a monster go like, I want to become stronger, unless you count Garo, of course, who's like, basically, most of them are kind of, they want to be strong, but they are, but when the fact someone's strong, like, nah, I'm done, I'm satisfied with my strength. But the heroes, so you compare like Genos, for example, the moment Genos found out someone was stronger, like Saitama, he wanted to grow strong like him. Sonic, he's not a hero really, well he's not, let's call him his own independent group or vigilante, something like that. I know he's more of an enemy more than anything, but he, obviously, the moment he saw Saitama, was like, I'm going to surpass you. And that's the difference between the heroes and the monsters, at least. The monsters are like, I'm strong, but I don't need to go any stronger, I'm fine. The heroes, when they get defeated, when someone gets defeated, they're like, I need to go stronger. And they're consistently trying to go stronger, especially like Snek and Max. They've come back and they're trying to improve. They've shown that throughout this whole tournament arc, especially Max, who was like, I've got to beat the Sea King. Sea King's my goal, I've got to overtake him. And that was really it. That was really good to see, at least. Well, yeah, I like seeing Bakuzan be a bit more of a prick, really, because he really was. Like, he was a prick before, because he was like, you're mocking me in martial arts, just because of that, I'm going to kill you. Which is a very big step until Saitama bopped him. Maybe he'll bop him again! I'm really looking forward to that. Now we go on to Suiryu just trying to bargain with him, really. He's going, okay, look, Bakuzan, we were never really enemies. It's clear I can't fight anymore, so you've won, okay? That's absolutely fine. And he's like, Suiryu, you know, I realised something, and it's strange, it took me a monster to realise this kind of thing about myself. I've always loved picking on weaklings. It feels so good to let that out, and it's because of the monsterization, of course, I think, as well, because that makes you a lot more evil, too. But still, like, he's had that deep within him. Bakuzan, well, of course he does, because we saw it with Saitama as well. When you thought Saitama was weak, just because he was in his way and trying to make a mockery of martial arts by entering, you know, he was going to kill him. Once again, it's a bit extreme. And he, oh, God, he wrecks Suiryu. Oh, he wrecks Suiryu, because Suiryu then tries to escape. Suiryu just wants, but of course, well, at this point, Suiryu is nothing but like a standard human, really. He just wants to run and survive and do what he can to survive, because that's what people like to do. People like to survive. So he starts running away, and he's like, oh no, what are you doing? No, it's amazing how much strength they have when they run away. And then he sweeps his leg, and he breaks it. He's like, there's one, and the other. It's like, ugh, I felt that. Ugh. But then there was something Suiryu did that made me feel even more, because he's like, Bakuzan, you're the strongest. I fully admit this. You're better than me. Look, I'll do what it takes to prove it. And he's like, very well. Lick my feet. Maybe then you'll put me in a good mood. It's like, oh, Suiryu, don't. Please. Don't do this, Suiryu. And he goes to. But fair play to the boy as well. Even at the very end, there's a part of him that's got too much pride. He pretty much gets destroyed with hope. Like, as in, like, one big story of hope, as in, like, there's no hope left, and then all of a sudden, boom, but we'll get to him, of course, because how can I not talk about him? Anyway, when he gets to toe, and he breaks it, and I was like, oh, that's gotta hurt. And then he tries crawling away, but at some points he's like, I'm trying, but there's no chance. How can I do this? Like, I can't move. I'm filled with despair. And then, this is the real sign of Suiryu kind of being pushed to the final limit of who he is and stuff, because he very openly said, I don't really care for heroes, whatever, like, they're not really useful to society, I don't see the point in them too much, whatever. Suiryu then just starts crying out for heroes, like, heroes! Someone's gonna help me! There's monsters everywhere, they're so evil! And I like this bit because you get to see what all the heroes are doing. It's like, so everyone's busy, is basically what they're trying to say. Everyone's busy, and it kind of has to go, and then it tries to trick you. Well, you know what's going on, because there's that part of you that's like, well, who's gonna save him? And then you're like, well, come on, guys. He's gonna show up, of course. Please. I find it hard to believe it took him, well, actually, I just want to talk about that, if you haven't caught what I'm on about, but I need to talk about the rest of it first. And it's this, and, you know, he's basically on the verge of just despair. He really is, because he's just like, heroes, I need someone to save me, please. Snake and Max are out cold. And then he's just trying to see now, being in true darkness, I finally see what it is to just have a ray of light, like Snake and Max. And, you know, I really like how it was done there as well. Like, he's in the pitch black, and then they just have like little bits of light around him. Of course, just as simple as that. And then he's like, you know, now it's true despair. And then Bakuzan the whole time is just like, no heroes are going to save you. No one's going to save you. Death is the only thing that's waiting for you right here and right now. Bakuzan's just doing it for the sake of it now. Well, obviously, because he's a monster, this is what he does, but it kind of shows how quickly, like, monsterization takes a hold of people. Like, I know that generally those people who are turned into monsters aren't that good in the first place, because that's how they turn into monsters generally too. But still, it's amazing how quickly they're just like, screw morals, whatever, I'm going to be a monster. And then, before Suiryu can get to Snake or Max, he goes like, you just see, boom, as his foot crushes down on Snake, and he's like, despair is the only thing you'll know. And it's dark. Like, that moment of Suiryu's face where he's been destroyed by this. He knows he doesn't have hope now. That is if Snake was under the foot. Oh, because Snake isn't under the foot. Because he's not there. And all of a sudden there's someone standing over there with Snake. Who could it be? And then, oh, I'm just happy he showed up. And then he goes, and then the people are like, who the hell are you? You're that panel. I am a hero. And he's just like, and I'm like, woohoo, he's back. The boy is back. I'm so happy. Also, he said, I've just been changing clothes. It took me a while to change clothes, and I thought it was strange no one was chasing me, but I guess this is what happened. And now there's that part of me who's like, Saitama, come on. It can't take that long to change clothes. But then I'm like, well, it's Saitama, it can. We saw him struggle trying to get his clothes on before. Oh, but I'm so happy the boy's here. I am a hero. Oh, the music. The music started playing in my head when I saw that. I just thought the... And then he's like, Suiryu, your hopes have been answered. I am here to save the day. Stand back. I'll sort him out. And what I loved is just those bits of detail. First of all, Saitama isn't like silly at all. It's not like when he said Moomin Rider, he was like drawn up and he was like really casual about it. He's like, oh, nice fight. Although that was a super nice moment, he's not here to mess around. He's not here to be a funny, like, boop kind of character. He will be a bit of a boop kind of character to put Bakuzan in his place, just so he can see, by the way, basically, so like, not all of humanity's weak. Guess what? There's people strong enough to finish these kind of guys in one punch. It'd be really good if he could split the sky, just to really kind of get the point across of there's not all weak humans, because that would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah. And I love like those little bits of detail as well. Like, for example, when Saitama's walking over to Goketsu, and you got that big panel of him just like with his back there. And like, it's even just those little things, like, you know, like Goketsu is so lightly drawn, so Saitama stands out more. But even then, from the point of Suiryu, it's like Goketsu doesn't even matter. No, I keep saying Goketsu, Bakuzan. Bakuzan doesn't even matter in comparison, because someone's here and he's got this presence about him. Like, sure, looks a bit ridiculous, but, well, sometimes he looks great in this bit, because he's like, I'm a hero, I'm here to help you, stand back. And, oh, it was just a good bit, and I love that I love, Saitama got like 3 big panels. It's rev, and they're serious panels. You got I'm a hero, you got him walking with his back, and then you got the one where he's just like, and he's ready to just go and sort some people out, because that's what he does, because he's a hero for fun. Oh, I'm glad the boy's back. So, it was a good chapter, as always. Love the art in it. I like Bakuzan's creepy faces were pretty good. I like how Suiryu, even though it literally was only at the very end, even if he had the smallest bit of hope, he would fight back. So obviously with the crushing of the toe, and you know, he was screaming out for help, he was doing what he could. Bakuzan's basically a full-on monster now, and of course Saitama's here to save the day, as he was going to be all the time. That doesn't mean, just because it was predictable in that kind of sense, it doesn't mean make it was any less entertaining. I'm always happy when the boy shows up. So, what will happen next chapter? Bakuzan will give a speech. He will realise who Saitama is as well, in the sense of he's the guy from before. He'll go to punch, Saitama will punch back, and Saitama's punch will win. And then hopefully I'll set an example, because Goketsu's punch, right, this is what I'm trying to say, because Goketsu's punch demolished it. I'd love it if it not only demolished Bakuzan, but the split in the sky would just really kind of emphasize, hey, not all heroes are weak, so you keep your heart out. And like, basically saying, have more faith in humanity, we can fight back, we can win, yada yada yada. But yes, I'm looking forward to that next chapter very much, because it's been a while since Saitama's hit something. What did you guys think about this chapter? I liked it. So if you've got something to say, comment below. I like seeing that. And then if you want to see more One Punch Man reviews, if you want to see more reaction when Saitama hits things, well, you better subscribe then, because that's how it works. Thank you everyone for watching though, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks guys.